Here's a word on my immigrant story that I reflect on to share how I was able to break through the barriers of government, land a congressional internship, land an opportunity with the U.S. Senate, and then be able to work with the U.S. Justice Department. Um, I know not everyone is as vulnerable on the internet, but I do want to share that there is a real there are very real opposing factors towards you landing congressional opportunities. Um, a lot of them could be nepotism, right? People that are born into connections, people that are born into political friends of their parents, and then they're able to land these opportunities. People that don't want students to land paid internship opportunities, that they want it to be unpaid. Um, Things have changed over the last decade or so, and now Congress has an internship pay program, and each congressional office has an opportunity to give some amount of money for interns, and every office is different in the way that they give it. But that has definitely been something. Shout out to Pay Our Interns, nonprofit that I actually met the founder, who's now the mayor of a city in Virginia. That he was able to advocate for paid internships. But in general, whether it's that, whether it's your personal lack of family connections without necessarily putting a target on any given person, your own lack of family connections, your own lack of experience as a first gen, second gen immigrant student, there are barriers. There's probably no one in your family that has broken into the government. I don't think that's spoken about enough. You know, you might be the first person in your family to attend college. You may even be the first person in your family who wants to go to law school, right? Or who wants to get a master's degree. And how much more breaking in to the government sphere in the competitive nature that is Capitol Hill and the halls of Congress. And that's the reason I'm here, because I just know that there's so many capable students that it's not a qualifying issue. You have the expertise, you have the resume, you have the experience. Maybe you just need the right strategy. But overall, it's primarily a belief issue. My job here may be, yes, to help you on your resume, help you on your cover letters, give you tips on how you can get closer towards landing these opportunities. The practical matters and it works. There's not something specifically on your internship application that is hindering you because of your ethnicity, because of your minority status, because of your financial hindrances. But there can be more societal things that are just not in your favor to do so. But at the very least, you don't want to be the person to hinder yourself from even applying. Think of how many people don't land these opportunities just because they didn't hit the apply button. I was somebody that it took my university having a DC office. It took me speaking to different individuals about how I could update my resume, how I can do this differently, and go to Washington, D.C. webinars that my university hosted to actually break into a belief that this could be possible, that I at least should apply, or that I at least, without telling anybody, should put my application out there without having any expectation of return. I got lucky. I got the favor that I was able to actually land an internship opportunity. I landed an interview, and then I was able to go through the process and then officially land that internship. But I did not get it on first try. I had already gotten denied from a US Senate internship and a think tank internship. After that was when I decided to start speaking to people about what I should do, where I should apply. And that was when they told me, apply to these. You can do it. And that changed my perspective. I was in a webinar, I was in a Q&A, and I was worried. I didn't know how to apply. And I also didn't know where to apply. I thought maybe I am qualified for a district internship. And then the guy told me, apply for the DC one. You could only apply to one, and I applied to the DC one. And so that kind of experience really exposes you to what you really don't know until you knock. And if this video just helps one person get closer towards that goal, it did its job. I was the first in Venezuela. My family moved here. I was born here, and first generation American. And I was in the Halls of Congress, right outside the door. I was with the media. The media was there. It was all the media outlets were interviewing politicians right outside the office of my House of Representatives, the one I interned for. And I met several politicians. I saw them from a distance. I passed by them, and no one was asking for pictures. No one was stopping and saying, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." It was very much like, "You're here. You're part of." These are not celebrities. They're coworkers. They're they're part of the same atmosphere, and that's a big perspective change for me because now I realize being in the U.S. is a privilege, but being in Capitol Hill is an honor, and you are more than capable. This is the best opportunity, the window of being a student towards landing these internships. And if you need more assistance, that's my name. Click the first link in the description. That will give you a step by step guide on how to land internship opportunities. There's nothing more to say. That's what I'm here for.